It's an honor to fight here in Ireland. I have a couple friends and family that are from here, but it's going to be nothing compared to what my opponent. Obviously, he's the local hero, but that's okay. These are the fights that I got to take in order to get back where I got to be. At this point, I just got to treat every opponent the same, you know, whether it be I'm fighting the town hero or I'm fighting just some no-name guy. And I just got to go out there and do what I do best, and that's to go in there and fight my fight. This is definitely going to be the best fight of the night, and I'm very confident that I'm going to come out victorious.
I'd like to get back in and fight in Dublin again. Big crowd there behind me and stuff. All my friends, family are going to be here, so I'm really happy to be fighting again and again for Cage Contenders. It's great. You know, I've watched some footage of them, and you know, I don't see anything special. Nobody's taking my belt. The belt is staying in Primal. It's where it belongs, and it's going to stay there for a long, long time. Nobody's coming over to take my belt.
So here we go, Barry. It's the main event of the evening. Featherweight title on the line. UFC veteran Shannon Gugerty making his way to the cage, backed up by Dean Lister.
Yeah, so keen to get there that he overtakes the ring girl, walking him out. Shannon Gugerty, let me tell you, I've had Shannon in my gym. He's the nicest guy, a superb grappler, superb wrestler, good stand-up. This guy has been in the ring. He's been in the cage with Clay Guida. He's been in the ring with Terry Edom. This guy fought as a lightweight in the UFC. Let's not forget that, not a featherweight, because that division didn't exist when this guy was here. For me,
and that's his aim, Barry. Get back to the UFC at featherweight.
Well, get back there. I mean, he's got a record of 15-6. You won't find many guys around with big records like that in Ireland, of course. Owen Roddy being just about one of them. You know, he's got all of the skills that it takes to be a top-level fighter. He has been a top-level fighter, and he wants to get back there ASAP.
He's on a 3-fight winning streak at the moment and looking to make it 4 to lift the Cage Contender title.
Yeah, not greeted by boos, but greeted by silence from the Dublin crowd.
Forget about silence now. Almost a year to the day since he last fought and defended his title here. Owen Roddy, the Cage Contender featherweight champion, steps out onto the runway to deafening applause and roars from his faithful fans.
Well, Shannon Gugerty alluded to the fact that he's got Irish roots. He's been here a couple of times, but I tell you what, he can't feel any more alien than he does right now. It's a massive, massive cheer for the champion, Owen Roddy. He's taking his time coming in, no doubt wanting to savor the atmosphere. Let Shannon Gugerty wait in the cage for him. Doing a little shadow box up on the ramp.
Roddy just drinking it in. He says he just loves to scrap. Admires a fighter like BJ Penn.
Well, you know, he only really fights about once a year now. Of course, we last saw him against Ben Davis retaining his title 2011. 2010, he won it against Shane Thomas. 2009, he had 2 fights that year. 2008, 3 fights. So he's getting less and less busy, but the fights are becoming bigger and bigger, Stuart.
They most certainly are. Shannon Gugerty, definitely the biggest challenge of Owen Roddy's career. And should he win this tonight, the sky may very well be the limit for Roddy Owen Roddy. He has the hometown support. Does he have the skill set to be able to defeat the UFC veteran in Shannon Gugerty?
Well, you know what? I think he has all the skills that are required, but he's going to have to concentrate 100%. I don't think he's met a guy like this before. I don't think he's met a guy who can finish him in every single area of the fight. I think this is a really dangerous fight for Owen Roddy. I hope he's got a game plan to match it. I hope he's got the intensity to match it. I don't think the home support are going to bother Shannon Gugerty, but they may lift Owen Roddy when times get hard, and times will get hard in this fight if it starts to go the distance.
There's no question about that. Owen Roddy, such a remarkable gentleman, runs his own gym, married to wife Kelly with 2 children as well. Real family man. But right now, he is the hero of this baying crowd at Cage Contender 14 in Dublin.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. Are you ready? Live from the basketball arena in Dublin, Ireland, it's go time! 3 rounds of fighting for the Cage Contender Featherweight Championship. Introducing our first fighter, fighting out of the blue corner. This man is a mixed martial artist with a record of 15 wins, 6 losses. He stands 5 feet 10 inches tall. He weighed in at 143.8 pounds. Fighting out of San Diego, California, USA. Make some noise for Shannon Gugerty. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. This man is a mixed martial artist with a record of 9 wins, 3 losses. He stands 5 feet 10 inches tall. He weighed in at 143 pounds. He is your reigning, defending, undisputed Cage Contender Featherweight Champion, Ballymon's own Rowdy Owen Roddy. And when the action begins, the referee in charge is Pete Lavery.
Pete Lavery takes control of this featherweight title match. The American Gugerty in the red shorts. Owen Roddy, the defending champion, in the black shorts with the red skulls on them.
Respect my command at all times. If I say stop,
what an atmosphere, what a night.
I'll be clear fighter. God bless.
Legend of Irish MMA, John Kavanagh in Owen Roddy's corner. Legend of international MMA and grappling, Dean Lister in Gugerty's corner. It's a who's who in there.
It really is, and this is the main event for good reason. They touch gloves straight away. Let's see who gets the first shot in. Gugerty with the low kick. Roddy going forward with some punches.
Oh, teep to the face by Shannon Gugerty. A notation of intent there, I think.
A big swing from Gugerty. Roddy ducks under, answers with a punch of his own. Gugerty looks very fast.
Yeah, he's a big featherweight too. You can see he's got a little size advantage over Owen Roddy. Roddy needs to concentrate. Switch his stance a little bit.
To keep his guard up. Gugerty looking for the uppercut.
Long reach from Shannon Gugerty.
Shannon Gugerty just leaning into the jab. That's a nice kick from Roddy.
Yeah, good arsenal from Owen Roddy.
But answered by Gugerty immediately, and another.
Gugerty just taking his time. We would have expected him to try and crash for the clinch. Of course, very experienced though, knows that Roddy will have trained distinctly for that. Gugerty saying, come on.
Yeah, Gugerty just up on his toes, looks very sharp.
Oh, good shot in by Shannon Gugerty.
Big right hand, just misses. Roddy dips into the inside.
Gugerty looks to want to keep this one standing. It was just like really unusual. I would have expected him to maybe look to try and clinch up, but he goes to the body lock now.
Goes for the takedown and gets it, and immediately Roddy gives him a
straight to the back. Beautifully done by Shannon Gugerty.
And this is dangerous for Roddy.
Dangerous for Roddy, survived so far. Roddy does really well in this. Does lovely sit-throughs, has really good good turtle position control.
But he's given out his back. Can he turn? And he has. But he has
Gugerty.
to be careful of a triangle.
And he does well.
Roddy pushes through.
Gugerty's first takedown attempt. Omoplata attempt now by Shannon Gugerty.
Gugerty again,
nice, and gets up to the back straight away.
Gugerty
now Roddy just needs
sharp.
to weather this early storm. I think if he can get through the first round with this grappling, Gugerty might try and might start to have maybe some doubts that he can submit the guy.
Oh, great pickup. Of course, a wrestling background for Shannon Gugerty.
Oh, beautiful, and he's looking for the choke straight away, straight into the choke
rear
position.
naked choke. This isn't
It
good.
looks as though it's on the chin of Owen Roddy.
It is on the chin,
It is on the chin,
but
now it's very,
Barry.
very deep.
It must
it's
be over.
extremely deep. I think Roddy's going to defend this. I think he's going to come out. I think he's going to come out. I think he's going to come out the side. No, it's worse for him now.
It's not looking good, Barry, for Owen Roddy right now. Shannon Gugerty with the body lock.
Body triangle on.
Choke.
Roddy is toughing it out. If he can survive this,
No,
he can survive the rest
Barry.
of the fight.
Surely that's it now.
Roddy is really toughing this
Roddy.
out. This is an amazingly tough position. Roddy's doing a really good job of hanging on. Get some fingers in there now and seems to have survived the early part of the choke at least.
Gugerty just leaning back, squeezing even harder.
Short choke position from Shannon Gugerty. But Roddy defends the first attempt. Still has the back though, Shannon Gugerty.
And Shannon Gugerty releases it somewhat.
May have burned his arms out just a little in the attempt.
What can Roddy do?
Well, he did excellently to defend that choke position, but what about the grappling of Shannon Gugerty so far, Stuart?
Oh, high level, Barry. Making it look easy. But
And let's
Roddy,
not forget Owen Roddy. We have seen submit guys here in the past. He is an excellent grappler himself.
most definitely.
Roddy looking to come up, and he does so. Great job, Owen Roddy.
And Roddy's back to his feet, and listen to the crowd. That is incredible. You'd think he'd won the fight. Gugerty punches. Roddy answers him.
Well, a notice of intent from Shannon Gugerty. I will stand with you, and when it comes time to go to the ground, I am going to be extremely dangerous. Roddy needs to concentrate the whole time. Needs to start getting his game going. Oh, another back take from Shannon Gugerty.
And this should be perhaps another throw. Well, let's see. No, Roddy does well.
Roddy does well, needs to respect the guillotine. Gets out of that, escapes that position really well.
Gugerty just backs up. Gugerty showcasing all his skills at the moment.
Gugerty really calm so far. Just landing all the time, not with the same effect that Owen Roddy is when he's landing.
Gugerty seemed to be smiling, or maybe that's just the way his face moves. But he looks very comfortable up there. Roddy is surviving a very difficult first round.
Yeah, you know, we think of fighters as kind of badasses, and you won't meet a nicer, more pleasant guy than Shannon Gugerty. I know you interviewed him earlier, and
Yeah, what a gentleman.
complete gentleman, but he's having an absolutely savage night so far in this fight. Goes to the top position. No, he doesn't.
Owen Roddy in decent position now.
Better position for Roddy.
Oh, can he get the...
Looks for the submission attempt, but it wasn't anywhere near that time.
No,
but a good
Gugerty.
finish to the round by Owen Roddy. Looks for
he
guillotine.
tried to look for it.
And has
Now
an
the
arm lock
armbar.
attempt now as well. It's not going to go on in time. The time is up. The time is up, I'm afraid, because of the noise in the arena.
Nobody can hear the buzzer, Barry.
Nobody can hear the
Dean
horn.
Lister had the gate open and he was like, what's going on?
Why isn't the round over yet?
Well, anyway, it's the end of round one, and Shannon Gugerty was so close to finishing that fight. Incredible defense from Owen Roddy on those extremely difficult positions.
Yeah, and then a late flurry from Roddy at the end of the round. Don't think it was enough to win him the round, but it certainly served notice to Shannon Gugerty that, look, I'm dangerous here too. You have to respect me.
And Gugerty must be thinking, well, I've just had his back. I've had a fantastic position, and yet I couldn't finish him. Surely that's going to worry Gugerty a little bit.
Yeah, it's got to weigh on your mind. It's like when you hit a guy with your best shot and he just smiles. That's what that's like. You get him nice and deep into the choke and you say to yourself, you know what, am I going to get this up position again in the whole fight? Maybe I won't.
Okay, I think we finally got the timekeeper working. Seconds are out now.
Well, we can hear the clapper, but we can't hear the horn for some reason for the end of the round.
Pete Lavery just making sure they get as close, but you can hear the ole, ole chants. Football style for Owen Roddy. Gugerty in the red shorts, Roddy the black.
Yeah, Gugerty's not just dominated the grappling, but he's taken the center of the cage.
Yeah.
He's really pushed Owen Roddy back a lot. We haven't seen that before when Roddy's been fighting, and we've always seen Roddy be the dominant guy.
Owen Roddy says, I want to land one of those knees straight into the sternum. That's his killer blow.
Yeah,
Will he get a chance to unload one?
That's certainly his superpower. As Roddy starts to get his hands going just a little bit better now. Roddy a little marked up over his right eye.
Yeah, he is. He's pushing forward now. Gugerty just escapes.
Gugerty
Gugerty
taking
comes
his time.
forward. Oh, Roddy catches him as he came in.
Well, it's a different round so far.
Yeah,
Roddy
Roddy
coming on a little bit better.
Uppercut from Gugerty.
Oh,
Overhand
nice
right
knee
on
up
a
the
knee
middle as
from
well.
Gugerty.
Yeah, you can't take your eyes off this one for a second.
You certainly can't. Gugerty maybe just diving in a little bit, usually working, but if Roddy can catch him as he's coming in, it's going to amplify the force. Roddy now bleeding from the nose. It's probably that knee straight up the middle that did it.
Yeah, it's going to affect his breathing as he goes. I'm not sure Shannon Gugerty isn't smiling at him here. I don't know whether it's... And a lovely takedown
lovely
again.
double leg.
Guillotine attempt from Owen Roddy here. Gugerty looks to defend and does.
Easily defends and pops his head out.
A nice double in that time from Shannon Gugerty where we spoke earlier, and a can opener onto the neck of Owen Roddy. Looks to start to pass the guard.
Roddy trying to push off, but bleeding quite heavily from the nose. Gugerty just getting good head position there now. Trying to push through though.
Gugerty is a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt under Dean Lister. Not a sort of traditional style in the kimono Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu style is Dean Lister's. A lot of sambo in there, a lot of wrestling of course, and Gugerty himself wrestled in high school.
Owen
and
Roddy did well. Owen Roddy did tremendously to get back to his feet. Gugerty dropped for the guillotine but simply slipped out. Roddy trying to throw down some punches from a standing position.
Needs to be careful here, Roddy. Doesn't need to overcommit.
Doesn't want to get caught in an armbar, but maybe both men slippery now.
Yeah, a little bit more difficult to submit somebody in this position. And Gugerty scrambles
Maybe
back
Roddy
to his
knee.
feet nightly.
That's what he wants. That's a good one from Gugerty.
Yeah. Well, you know what?
Gugerty
You don't go 5
Giving up
fights in
his
the
back.
UFC.
Roddy's dropped.
And Gugerty looks to try and cinch up the Kimura position from here, and maybe now reach for a leg lock too.
Can Roddy? Oh, Roddy's just set up now.
Sits into the reverse half guard position. Roddy needs to be careful not to give up his back again.
Doesn't want to
That's
do
what
that.
he's done. And now the positions have reversed. Oh, nice up knee up the outside that time from Shannon Gugerty.
Very flexible Gugerty, you can see that. Able to lift his knees extremely high.
Good reach too. Reach advantage for
Again,
Shannon
Roddy
Gugerty,
doing well.
as we
The
alluded
crowd
to.
really getting into this fight.
Well, it's been
They
a really
know their man is behind.
It's been a really high-skilled one so far. Well, that's what we spoke about in the build-up. I don't think the atmosphere will affect Shannon Gugerty that much, but it certainly will affect Owen Roddy. Will lift him when times are hard. And as we said in the first round, he really survived that deep rear naked choke attempt. And you'd have to say that the crowd did their part.
Left hook from Roddy, but well defended by Gugerty. He looks very relaxed. Arms just dropping a little bit.
Both guys look a little tired, of course. Roddy quite marked up already.
Roddy just unable to land any significant, really significant strike on Gugerty at the moment.
Little spring in the step of Owen Roddy now, and Gugerty looks a little flatter on his feet than he was earlier on. Has looked really good when the fight's gone to the grapple.
Yeah, there was a knee, I think, by Roddy. Did it catch him?
I think both guys need at the same time. I think Roddy's one was a little harder.
Yeah, Roddy is famed for these knees.
Gugerty now looks tired.
Gugerty does.
As he looks for that knee again, Owen Roddy.
Roddy pushing forward towards the end of the round. Oh, it's a good body shot from Owen Roddy.
Yeah, starting to land cleaner.
And leg kick.
And now Shannon Gugerty looks to go to the clinch, but it's not going to happen for him. As
10 seconds.
As the
Owen
clapper
Roddy
goes,
finishing this
big
round very
knee that
strongly.
time.
Big left hand from Owen Roddy has Shannon Gugerty wobbling.
And I thought it was the knee that time that went up the middle. Do you know that? I thought it was the knee that time.
It might
went
have
up
been
the
the knee
middle,
followed with a
connected
left
that
hook.
left knee. And I think it winded Shannon Gugerty to some extent. Now both guys are really tired. Owen has taken a lot of damage to the face. As you can see, there's quite
Owen
a lot
Roddy
of
has
blood
to
in
put
the
it on
nose.
the line. He might have got that second round. He certainly didn't get the first. This
Certainly.
round could well decide it.
I think he did. I think it's especially towards the end of the round. I think he was going to get that. He was going to get the nod for the damage that he landed, the effective strikes. As both guys look to lift the pace now for a big last round here.
Here we
Stuart.
go. Owen Roddy pushing forward. Good left hand jab.
Good
Another
strikes,
good
and
jab.
the left hand gets down the road right through to the face. And Shannon Gugerty just shakes it off, but he's got to start landing some of his own.
Yeah, Roddy finished the second round well, and he started the third in the same way.
Now for me, Shannon Gugerty's got to get it to the mat. Oh, big uppercut that time.
Right.
It was a nice uppercut from Shannon Gugerty, and it's Roddy looking for the takedown now.
Roddy just getting himself back centered, pushing in against the cage, tries to lift the knee.
Gugerty with the tight overhook this time with the left arm. Again, Roddy looks for it.
Guillotine, no.
Don't think it's going to go on, certainly not
And
from that position.
Diving for the takedown, but Roddy managed to sprawl backwards, just wiping the blood away from his nose. Left hook.
Let me tell you something, Stuart, I would not like to be the judge scoring this fight.
It's another body punch.
Yeah, Roddy getting through with some good strikes. Needs to stay on his toes, needs to keep his distance from Shannon Gugerty. Gugerty needs to push it, needs to take action here,
Both
try and get a hold of own Roddy.
Time.
And he does it again. Gets inside now, looks to try and start to pummel, work his wrestling.
It's an incredible show of heart from Roddy. This fight could have been over in the first round. The rear naked choke from Shannon Gugerty, and yet here he stands, the fighting pride of Ballymun, still giving it his all and trying to retain his cage contender title.
Yeah, I just wonder how the judges scored that second round, because to me now, I don't think this fight is going to change pattern. I think that Roddy's going to continue to do as he's
another
doing.
knee. I get so excited when Roddy throws a knee. He's won 4 or 5 fights by that very same way.
Yeah, Gugerty now looks tired, and I don't think this fight is going to go any other way than the way it's going right now, which is that Roddy's going to pick the shots.
Come on, Owen Roddy, push forward, keep going.
Another attempt,
Gugerty
takedown attempt, stuffed by Roddy.
Let him up, Roddy. Will he? Tries to jump on him. What should he do, Barry?
You can take a rest here.
Just trying to
you
ground
can have
and
a little break on the outside, land some ground and pound on the outside. It's important he doesn't go down and into the guard, which he doesn't now. But he drops down now. Good ground and pound from Owen Roddy. Gugerty looked really good in the first round, it has to be said.
And lets him up. Here we go, Barry. What an exciting finish we're going to have. Gugerty looked tired as he picked himself off the canvas there. Roddy's got a throw now.
Yeah, Gugerty looks exhausted, and it has to be said that maybe the jet lag playing its part here from Shannon Gugerty.
Turns himself away from Roddy. He's piling forward.
Good leg, good check that time.
Catches the legs, tries to sweep him.
And now he needs to respect the guillotine attempt here from Shannon Gugerty. Gugerty can feel.
No, he's too
It was
slippery.
like Gugerty smelled blood just there, but again, the combination of sweat and blood from Owen Roddy's nose means that Roddy able to escape quite easily that time.
What will Owen do? Will he let him up? There can't be long to go in this fight. Tries to jump down. Is he going to let him up?
Not just yet. Gugerty looks exhausted, Stuart.
He really does. Roddy trying to land that big overhand left. And he gets through a couple of shots, but maybe not with enough power.
Gugerty now taking shots from Owen Roddy, hanging on to that wrist, just
Left
looking for the
hand,
stand-up
right hand.
maybe.
Owen Roddy drops down. This is it. It's all now on it. Can Owen Roddy find a finish?
Well, early in the first round, we would have said
let him up now. He's tried his best to keep him pinned down.
But Gugerty has nothing left, I don't think, Stuart. Nothing left. Oh, and just as I say it.
He's got a big takedown, and that, Barry, could be, well, it is huge in the judges' minds,
It could be decisive.
But Roddy straight back
does
to his
very
feet,
well to get back
slips
to his
off,
feet.
And Roddy has got to throw punches. Here we go.
The two
Uppercut
guys
from
are exhausted.
Gugerty.
Roddy is landing the more effective shots, it has to be said.
Definitely, Barry.
And
this is an amazing fight.
I don't know, you've got to give this third round to Owen Roddy. It's going to come down to the
big
second.
right hand
But as
from
we
Gugerty.
say it, Gugerty lands and again.
But Roddy answers with punches of his own. These men are leaving absolutely everything in the cage. Why isn't this 5 rounds? Oh, amazing. Roddy piling on the pressure now. Finishing in style.
Stuart.
Uppercut from Gugerty. They're out on their feet. It's like watching
Time,
the
it's all over.
It's over.
We couldn't hear the buzzer once again. Well, we said, why wasn't it 5 rounds? I think those two guys are glad it's not. It's an amazing, amazing fight. We were looking forward to it for months now, ever since the match was made. And I have to say, I can't call that one, Stuart. I
That
can't call it.
was just amazing. That is what Cage Contender delivers. Great fight, and what a way to end the show. Who has won the featherweight title? Will it be Roddy retaining, or will Gugerty take the strap?
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of mixed martial arts action, we go to the judges' scorecard. Judge number 1 scores this bout 29-28, Gugerty. Judge number 2 scores this bout 29-28, Roddy. And judge number 3 scores this bout 29-28 for your winner, and still Cage Contender featherweight champion, Roddy Owen Roddy.
Wow! Please give a big hand as well for a gallant opponent, a great fighter, Shannon Gugerty. Incredible performance. Shannon, let's get a very quick word with you. What an amazing fight. What can you say about that today? How do you feel?
That was one hell of a fight. Congratulations to Owen. I know he's a young up-and-comer, and he deserves all of it. I'm happy for him, for all of his friends and family who came out to support him. Congratulations to him and his family. I heard he just had a kid, so my hat's off to him.
Well, I must say, you're an absolute gentleman. It's been a pleasure watching you perform. What a fantastic fight. We'd love to see you again.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Shannon Gugerty, everybody. But now, let's bring him in. Owen, get over here. Congratulations. You are still the Cage Contender featherweight champion.
Thank you.
What support you've had here tonight. Did you think you did enough to get the victory?
Yeah, I just thought, as I said, I walked him. Shannon was absolutely a brilliant opponent. I'd like to thank my fiance, as usual, Kelly, for sticking behind me.
Now, don't be getting blood on her now.
Sorry, you look gorgeous. I just want to thank my teammates in SBJ and Primal, the guys at the ISI, John Connor for stretching me, Quick Fitness, Geza, the Fanatic Shop for giving me some gear, thank you, and just me family and friends. All the boys from Balcurtis always support me. Go on. Happy birthday to Jay Malone, he's 30. Happy 30, pal.
Amazing. Owen, in the first round, I got to ask you, it really looked like you were in massive trouble. We thought he had the choke. We weren't sure how you survived. How did you do it?
I was just listening to John Kavanagh. He says, Owen, he's given up on it, his arms are tiring. And I just stuck in there. I was either going to go with sleep. I wasn't going to tap. John Kavanagh is the best coach in the world. John, thanks a lot. You're a star. Thanks.
He's a star, but so are you, Owen, and the crowd absolutely love you. Will you be back here again fighting for us?
Yeah, well, to be honest, I think I'm going to cut down to 61. I'm very small for this way. I'm going against guys like Shannon at that caliber. It really takes around me trying to match them. Like I was only 63 kilo or something weighing in. You know, I don't cut, so I might get down to 61. But we'll talk to the boss, John Ferguson, and see what happens.
Well, we'll see what he has to say. But right now, the night is yours. Cage Contender 14, still the featherweight champion, Roddy Owen Roddy!